Let's look at this question from CAT 2018 DILR section of slot 2. The base exchange rate of a currency X with respect to currency Y is the number of units of currency Y which is equivalent to 1 unit of currency X. This is a bog standard statement that everyone is aware of anyway, but they chose to give it anyway. Currency exchange outlets buy currency at buying exchange rates that are lower than base exchange rates and sell currency at selling exchange rates that are higher than base exchange rates. Okay. A currency exchange outlets uses the local currency L to buy and sell three international currencies A, B, and C, but does not exchange one international currency directly with another. The base exchange rates of A, B, and C with respect to L are in the ratio 100 is to 120 is to 1. The buying exchange rates of A, B, C with respect to L are 5% below the corresponding base exchange rates, and their selling exchange rates are 10% above their corresponding exchange rates. Okay, and then following facts are known. Again, a glance through the questions would enable you to reach this conclusion that precise values can be ascertained here, because there is not a single question starting with the word if, there is not a single cannot be determined in the options. So if you dedicate your time and record the information appropriately, you should be able to solve all questions here. Let's try and record the data that is given. I have three currencies A, let me write it down, A, B, and C. I have these three currencies. They have a base exchange rate. So base rate. Then they have a buy rate. Then they have a sell rate. Okay. So base rate here is 100x. Buy rate is 10%. Their selling rate is 10% above. So selling rate is 110x. Buying rate, where is it? Okay. So buying exchange rate is 5% below the corresponding exchange rate. So this should be 95x. Similarly, I have 120x here. So I should get 114x and 132x. Fine. Here I should be getting what? X 0.95x and 1.1x. So I have all the exchange rates available in front of me. Apart from this, what all are the information given? The amount used of L, the amount of L used by the outlet to buy C equals the amount of L received by selling C. Oh, how do I record this? Uh, the amounts of L used by outlet to buy A and B are in the ratio 5 is to 3. We'll see the amount of L in the outlet received from sales of A and B are in the ratio 5 is to 9. The outlet received 88,000 units of L by selling A during the day. The outlet started the day with some amount of L, 2500 units of A. Okay, so this is the starting point. So I like to call it opening stock, and there will be a closing stock, which I think is the next line. Yes, there is a closing stock. There will be some numbers that have been bought, and there is some numbers that have been sold. Pay attention, this here is the quantity or the units that we are talking of. This here is the rates. So buy here and sell here are different. Okay, I started off with 2500 units of A. Okay, and closing stock is 3300. Fine. Here I have 4800, and here I have also 4800. Here I have 48,000 in the beginning, and I have 51,000 in the end. So effectively, see, if your opening stock is 2500 and your closing stock is 3300, can I say you have bought more than you have sold? And how much more have you bought than what you have sold? 800 more. So let the sell amount be A here. This will be A plus 800. Here, because your opening stock and closing stock are same, the bought amount and the sold amount in terms of number of units would be same. For this, if this is C, this will be C plus 3000. Okay, so I have all the points in the table recorded, and so far I've only taken care of point 5 and 6. Now these statements that are given here most likely will make a lot of sense. The amount of L used by the outlet to buy C equals the amount of L it received by selling C. Okay. Uh, Buy C would be C plus 3000 into 0.95, and selling C would be C into 1.1x. Okay, let me record it as um, 9 0.95x into C plus 3000 is equal to 1.1x into C. I can handily cancel out x. I can also handily cancel out this to give me 19 and 22.05. So I get 22C is equal to 19C plus 19 into 3000. So 57,000. Okay. So 3C is equal to 57,000. I don't think I'm writing this appropriately here. Let me write it on a different page. This is not getting recorded appropriately. Let me write it on a different page. In the next page, I will have C. 0.95x into C minus 3000 is equal to 1.1x into C. X and x get cancelled. I get this 1.1 will give me 22, this 0.95 will give me 19. Like dealing with integers only. So I get 19C minus 57,000 is equal to 22C. Sorry, this is not minus, this is plus. 19C plus 57,000 is equal to 22C, or 3C is equal to 57,000, or C is equal to 19,000. Okay, so effectively what we have got is C is 19,000. Let's go back to the last page. If C is 19,000, C plus 3,000, this should be 22,000. Okay, we know the value of C now. That is wonderful. And we have also taken care of the first point. Let's look at the second point. The amount of L used by the outlet to buy A and B are in the ratio 5 is to 3. A has got A plus 800 into 95. A plus 800 into 95x divided by B into 114x. B into 114x is equal to 5 by 3. Okay, I get 5 by 3. X and x cancelled. This is cancelled to give me 5. This is cancelled to give me 6. This 5 and this 5 goes. This 6 and this 3 goes to give me 2. So A plus 800 is equal to 2B. A plus 800, sorry, yeah, A plus 800 is equal to 2B. So let me record this as, this is 2B, this is 2B. I'm trying to reduce the variables that I have. And if A plus 200, so this is 800 less than this, so this will be 2B minus 800. Fine, 2B minus 800. Okay, we have taken care of the second point. Let's go to the third one. The amounts of L the outlet received from sales of A and B are in the ratio 5 is to 9. Sales of A and B. Now I have two variables. These two cancel each other out. So I will get the value of B now. Fine. 2B minus 800 into 110. 2B minus 800 into 110x by B into 132x is equal to 5 by 9. Let me just check if I have recorded it correctly. 5 by 9, B into 132x. Yes, everything is fine. So this cancels out, gives me 5. This cancels out, gives me 6. 5 and 5 cancels out. This cancels out to give me 2, this cancels out to give me 3. So I have 2b minus 800 by b is equal to 2 by 3, or 6b minus 2400 is equal to 2b, or 4b is equal to 2400, or b is equal to 600. Okay, I now know the value of b. So this is 600, this is 600, this is 1200, this is 400. So I no longer have the need of variables a, b and c. These variables are of no utility to me. I have the precise values. I'm doing it this way because that is how you would do it in the exam. You wouldn't have pre-made tables in front of you. The outlet received 88,000 units of L by selling A during the day. How many units have you sold? 400 into 110x. So I have 400 into 110x is equal to 88,000. So I can cancel the 3 zeros first. I get 44x is equal to 88, or x is equal to 2. Wow. So I now have the base rate here as 200, 240, 2, 1.9, 2.2. So this is 5% less. So this will be 228. Oh, everything is into 2. So this is 264. This is 220. This is 190. I have all precise values now. Let me get to the individual questions. How many units of currency A did the outlet buy on that day? How many units? 1200. So answer to the first question is 1200. How many units of currency C did the outlet sell on that day? How many units were sold? 19,000. So answer option 1, 19,000. What was the base exchange rate of currency B with respect to currency L on that day? Base exchange rate of B is 240. So answer to question number 3, 240. What was the buying exchange rate of currency C with respect to currency L on that day? Buying rate is 1.9. So answer option 3, 1.9. This was a good question to be attempted in exam for the simple reason that all the questions are precise. So if you record the data correctly, if you create a reasonable enough table, everything will come flowing in front of you.